Hello, stamping friends. I'm Brenda Hillard. I can be found at createwithbrenda.com, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So, located in north central Minnesota, we have snow, and today it's freezing cold, but it's a great day to be in my warm craft room and making cards and videos. So, I'm sharing with you today. I participate in a demonstrator swap every month, and this is the card I submitted for this particular swap, and I'm excited to share it with you. So I'm going to flip down to my workstation, and here we are. So, one big news item. This catalog, the last chance sale, is coming up on December 1st, which, how weird is that, you guys, that December 1st is literally a week from Thanksgiving. Yikes. Thanksgiving being this Thursday, and then a week later, December 1st. So, I am going to be posting that list in my newsletter on Monday morning. So if you would like to subscribe to my newsletter, you can go out to createwithbrenda.com and subscribe there. And yeah, you can find out about my host gifts. You can find out about my bobber rewards, my bobber bonus. There's lots of reasons to shop with me, and there's lots of reasons to join me. I do a mystery stamp every month. I do a Technique Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month. I do Coffee and Create with Brenda every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Central Time on Facebook, and then upload the videos to YouTube. So you're on YouTube, check them out. Give me a like, a thumbs up, a share, a comment. I love it. So let's get started with our project. So for this swap, I chose to use the Storybook Gnomes, and as what I'm using from this set is there's a couple of sentiments in here, the warm wishes and the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and the rest of it is really from the Designer Series paper. So this is the inside, pages 42 and 43 of the mini catalog, the July through December 2022 by Stampin' Up! Okay? And this is the one that the last chance sale starts on December 1st, so check the list in my newsletter on Monday. Okay, so the paper I chose to use is this piece. This is the back and the front. And because my swatches are kind of small, I brought in a 12 by 12 piece of the paper so that you could see. It's adorable. There's moose, deer, birds, fox, two different sleeping and sitting up, and a bunny. So is what I did. I know this is going to overwhelm some people, I'm sure, but I fussy cut the little characters out of here, and I just want to find a deer, and if we don't have a deer, we will use one of the moose. Let's do that, because I don't think I saved out. I may have used all of the, oh, here's one, but I'd have to fussy cut. So let's skip that. We're going to use the fox on this one. We're going to use a moose, and we're going to use one of the little birds, and I need one more animal here. I want to use one of the, I'll use the sitting up fox, and that one I have to fussy cut, but I know fussy cutting for some is just like, ooh, so painful, but these really go quite fast. And remember, you just hold your scissor and move your paper. So I just want this little sitting up fox. And I think this will work fine in place of the little bunny. See, just like that. How quick was that, right? The other thing that I'm using besides this beautiful Designer Series paper is the Soft Succulent Open Weave Ribbon. My inks are Basic Gray and Pool Party. And I already told you the sentiments I'm using are the Warm Wishes and then the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I'm using the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. And the other embellishment is this wonderful snowflakes. These are so pretty. So let's get started. My pieces, I have a card base that measures 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to fold that on the score line and burnish the crease with my bone folder. So now I've got a nice crease to my card, okay? And then it's time for this magic that I have to show you. I have a piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. I believe that's right. I should have put my little notes on there. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. And then this piece measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And the reason for that is I want just that little tiny border of basic gray, okay? All right, so this is the piece we want right now, along with our Whimsical Woodland embossing folder. Now, when you look at this, there's a definite up and down to this, but it really isn't going to matter for, well, it does. We want to make sure that we're putting our piece in so that the trees are pointing up to the 3 3/4 inch edges. Or, you know, up this way. We wouldn't want to put it in this way because then our trees are going to be crosswise because we're doing a portrait orientation card. Okay, so let's take our Pool Party ink. I'm just going to open this up. And then I am going to just tap ink into, whoops, or onto, I should say, my embossing folder. And I should definitely give credit where credit is due. I saw Sarah Douglas from Stampin' Up!, she's the CEO, did a little snippet on Facebook using this embossing folder, and I believe she used, like, if I remember right, she used Pear Pizzazz paper and Old Olive ink. So now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it through Hinge first through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this, you guys, is so pretty. Wait till you see. So, look at, I get the Pool Party background with the white trees. How cool is that, right? And then it does not hurt your embossing folder. You just simply run it under cold water, blot it dry, and it's good as new. So again, that was the Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. And it's a good one to have in your stash. All right, so now with our background, and at first when you do this, it might seem like it's kind of dark. I know it's not showing up dark here on my video, but Once it dries, it does get a little bit lighter too. Let's see if I take down a light. Oh, that makes it worse. Okay, I'll just leave it alone. So as what I'm going to do now is I want to take my soft succulent. If you have here's the card. If you have this Pool Party sheer ribbon, it's really pretty on there, except I used all of mine. So I switched over to the soft succulent open weave, and this really is pretty on there too, and it is a different shade of green, of course, than the Pool Party. However, it really does make for, it blends well, and it's very easy to tie and makes for really pretty bows. I'm going to get my ribbon scissor and just trim my end. So that was the soft succulent open weave ribbon, and now I am ready to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to run that along my edges, side, tops, and bottom, and I'm going to put that right onto our gray granite. I'm sorry, basic gray. I don't know where gray granite came from. Alright, so there's our edge, and then before we put it on our card, I want to decorate our front. So I'm going to take the stitched circle from the Stylish Shapes, and using the basic gray ink, I'm just going to stamp the Warm Wishes sentiment right here at the bottom. And while I have that open, that being the basic gray ink, I'm going to bring in our inside sentiment that says Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm going to ink that up, and I just want to stamp that right in here in our card for our inside sentiment. Okay? So that's it for stamping. And that's why it wasn't like, it was not painful fussy cutting these. My husband likes to watch TV, and so he watches TV and I fussy cut. So I put a little bit of Stampin' Seal on that little bird, and I just set that right on the inside, right over the Mary. Feels like I could zoom in a little, doesn't it? So there, you can see that better. And then I want to take one of our beautiful snowflakes that I was telling you about, and they are called the Wonderful Snowflakes. These carried over from last year, which I was very grateful for because they make a really nice addition to any card. But I'm just going to cut it right in half like that. There's a flat white side and an iridescent side. And is what I want to do is just add that to my circle. And you don't need very much of the Stampin' Seal on there. It's just enough to hold it on, because then we can flip it and we'll take our dimensionals and just add those onto our circle. Let's take the backs off these. See how I use the edge of my dimensionals? I always do the waist knot, want knot. So I'm just going to put that right here over our ribbon. Okay? sits in there like so. And see that sparkle from the snowflakes? I love that. All right, so our mousse, again, I'm going to bring in the edges of my dimensionals that I'm trying to use up. And I'm just going to add some dimensionals to our mousse. Now remember, on our original card here, we used the deer, the rabbit, and the fox. This time we're switching it up a little bit. We're going to use that mousse. So I'm going to put him right, I'm going to put him right here. And then we have those two adorable little foxes. And the one that's sitting up, I'm going to put him right here by my mousse legs. And then I'm going to add this little sleeping fox to the ground in front of my mousse. And I think I need one more dimensional in there, but just a little piece, just to keep my my sleeping fox laying down. And there we have it. So, warm wishes, the mousse, the snowflakes, our pretty bow, and don't you just love, love, love the background? I do. I hope you'll give it a try. So what I'm going to do now is just add my Stampin' Seal to the basic gray. And that, my friends, is going to go right onto the front of our card. So there it is. Isn't it fun? Fun and festive. If you wanted to, you could add more sparkle out in the trees. I felt like I had enough sparkle with the snowflakes. But to each their own, and that's the fun of creating, right? So here we have the deer, the fox, and the rabbit, or the bunny, and then this one is the moose with the two fox. All right, you guys, I hope you'll give it a try. It's fun. Check through your embossing folders. There's lots of them that work with that technique. So until next time, bye for now.